Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Stonks Maxin, day 175. It's been a while. Been busy with school, just finished my last final. I have 2 more projects I have to get done by tomorrow, and then I graduate Thursday. So, pretty tight deadline, but have some time now to come back to the Zang Fund and continue where we left off. So, I ended up pitching TSMC last time as a hold. I still think it's a great company though. I've been looking at it, monitoring it. I think it's recovered, I want to say at least 15 to 20% since its bottom after Liberation Day. So, very, very impressive. Yeah, I think probably 20 actually, at least. That's the base case. But aside from that, I want to go back to Pharma this week, or today specifically. I think what I'm going to do is on my Substack, I'll probably write about, I have these ideas of big pharma in 5 minutes, or the cybersecurity industry in 5 minutes, vertical software in 5 minutes. It'll be nice to have these really quick primers that'll help me as I kind of grow and learn, and use that as this foundation for basing off investments. So we can go directly into it. Here I have a list of the top 10 drugs by revenue, and you can see here that all of these are owned by the name brand pharma companies: Merck, Novo Nordisk, Gilead, Bristol Myers Squibb, Pfizer, Sanofi. Regeneron is one of those where it's not as well known. I think they have about $10 billion in revenue, but they did a collaboration with Sanofi on Dupixent, which is an injectable, I believe, that is either daily or weekly. I forgot the dosage instructions, but it's used to treat atopic dermatitis, okay, which is just the scientific name for eczema. You also have Johnson & Johnson, Ono Pharma, that's something I've never heard of, and AbbVie. So, big names here. You can see in 2023, this Comirnaty, okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, but this was the last time a COVID-19 vaccine was in the top 10. So it's 3 years after the fallout, and it's still bringing in $15 billion in sales. Yeah, I guess in 2024, it's taken a pretty big dive since then. And then we also have here, I thought it would be pretty interesting to see, okay, what are the companies, the drug manufacturers today that earn more than $10 billion. So that's kind of my definition of big pharma. I think big pharma itself just refers to companies within the pharmaceutical space that has a lot of influence over policy, that has a conglomerate, a wide portfolio of drugs. But I think a more quantitative measure that I chose was, if you have more than $10 billion in revenue, you're considered big pharma to me. So there's about 28 companies like that today. You can see here, this is in no major order, but I believe Roche is the highest revenue company in the entire world when it comes to drug manufacturing, but it does not have the highest market cap. The highest market cap today goes to Eli Lilly, which still pulls in pretty cool $45 billion. Okay, so what do I want to do today? I think it would be nice to see the trends in, oh man, there's a small spider here, in the top 10 drugs going from 2024 all the way until, let's say, 2020. So have about 5 years of data to collect. see how that portfolio has changed over time. I think that's number one. Number two, if I still have time, I think understand the research and development expenses, or the number of drugs in each company's respective pipelines. I feel like that is also very interesting. That would be a very interesting study. Let's say like a phase 1, a phase 2, a phase 3 clinical trial study. So that would be nice. I think that's more than enough for today's stream. So let's do that then. Yeah, I saw this. I think this was a pretty helpful website in seeing what the numbers are. So, Stellara. Guess a J&J. $9,744. So multiple myeloma. Okay. Plaque psoriasis. Psoriatic arthritis. Okay, so if I remember correctly, plaque psoriasis, I think it's a dermatology issue. So it's whenever your skin starts to have almost like a scale-like figure. It's very dry. It's very agitated. I don't know what multiple myeloma is. Aaliyah. So this is another Regeneron drug. Bayer. It's 6. Interesting. Okay, I didn't expect it to be that high. I'm surprised it's down here. I'd expect it to be in ascending, or I guess in this case, descending order. So this one is treating neovascular. I actually don't know what this is. I think GPT might know. Age-related macular. Okay. And then Keytruda. So I remember it's I think some type of antagonist or an inhibitor. I don't fully remember, but it is used to treat cancer. Okay. Rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, if I remember correctly, rheumatoid arthritis is, I think, one of the more common forms of arthritis. And I think arthritis is just the degradation of your joints and your bones. So it's very painful. It's a pretty painful disease. I mean, all diseases are painful, but I think this one does probably cause pain in whenever you walk, whenever you try to move. Okay. So there's actually a lot of indications here. Okay. Type 2 diabetes, anticoagulant. I actually don't know what that is. Now, I wonder if this is what Magic Johnson's on. Biktarvy. God. Okay, this is now expected from Reddit. Wait. Reverse transcriptase inhibitor. Okay, I guess this is probably interesting. Idea. Oh. This is interesting. That's crazy. It's unfortunate. Okay. So let's do 2022 top selling drugs. So this list is actually very similar. It seems like. It's just shifting some of these around. Yeah, 55. Okay, 791 640. Okay, just round. Two, 1, 2, 3, 7. Keytruda. Sorry, let's. Oh, okay. Aaliyah. Elicus is number 6. Revlimid. Celgene. So 9978. 9723. So Mio. Myelo. Oh god. Dysplastic syndrome. Multiple myeloma. Oh, I see. So blood clots. So number 5, Spikevax COVID-19, Moderna, 18435, 182, 12721, 10390, 997. 723. So I think something interesting is when you look at 2022 and then 2023 and 2024, just by eyeballing it, it does seem like the numbers in 2022 seem like the highest. So maybe there's this trend where these blockbuster drugs, especially the winners, like the really, really big winners, they're not winning as much anymore as you get to today. So just in 2 years. Could be wrong, but let's take a sum real quick. Yeah, okay, so this is slightly higher in 2023. I don't think this number is completely right yet. Let's see. One. Paxlovid. Pfizer. COVID-19. It just sounds like another COVID-19 vaccine. Sounds like it. Yeah. So you see the top 10 in 2022 completely dominate, bringing in $196 billion. Which is insane. So I don't know if this is all in USD or if it's also in euros, some of these, or even UK pounds. I can see here that all of these actually seem to be US based. I forgot if Merck is in the US or not. It is. Novo Nordisk, though, is definitely from Norway, so. Let's do 2021. 2021 best-selling drugs. Seems like this guy Brian Bunce is doing it every year. It's cool. Okay, that's what it is. Imbruvica. This is the Pharmacyclics BTK Burton tyrosine kinase inhibitor. Trikafta, cystic fibrosis. Okay. Humira. bike facts, COVID-19. Keytruda was in here. Right. So let me actually, before I delete that, let's take Keytruda, move that to number 4. Because Paxlovid, I believe, is probably not approved at that time. Okay. So then we have Eliquis, another, so it's blood clot. Revlimid, multiple myeloma, Imbruvica, Eylea, Stelara. Oh, Biktarvy. Okay, so we can kind of see these drugs move up the ranks over time. This is Imbruvica, Pharma. So, Pharmacyclics, I remember it was started by Chris Miller. And Jonathan Sessler, I believe. Their first drug was Texafrin that they tried to make. I believe it was a molecule that tried to improve radiation therapy. It was originally used, I believe, to treat glioblastoma, which is tumors in the brain, but those clinical trials didn't really work too well. Caused a lot of side effects. And then I believe as a last-ditch effort, Chris Miller met with representatives from Celera. So I believe Celera was a company that helped map the human genome, and then thought that would be a good idea to set up a drug discovery business. And they were working on this BTK inhibitor that ended up becoming Imbruvica. Somewhere along the way, though, it sounds like they lost faith in their drug discovery business. And at the time, I believe it was J. Craig Venter, who was the CEO of Celera. So they sold off the IP, actually, to Pharmacyclics. I don't know how to pronounce it. I should know. And they took over and decided to use that as the next drug in their pipeline. So all of that was from For Blood and Money by Nathan Vardy, which is a pretty interesting book. And at the end, Chris Miller got booted out, unfortunately, by Robert Duggan, who ended up pretty much doing a hostile takeover of the business. I forgot who he appointed. I forgot their names, but he actually was the one that took the drug through clinical trials and eventually into market. It was a pretty crazy story. Okay, so let's get back to this. AbbVie. I'm surprised they did Janssen. I have to figure out what this was. But, so, chronic lymphocytic leukemia. I also thought this is for acute myeloid leukemia, which I don't know exactly what it is. Okay. Or what the difference is between that and this. 12.821, 16.732, 7 18186, 17675, 20694, 59108. Right. So I'd imagine in 2021, this is when sales for Comirnaty, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, peaked. So at $59 billion. Let's say 1 billion people took it, which I don't even think that's true. Let's see. So let's divide that by. So this is in millions. We can divide it by 1,000. So it's $59 per person. I don't think probably 1 billion people took it. Maybe let's do 500 million. 118. I don't know how I honestly don't know what the reference price is. I feel like if you take a look at another vaccine, I think the other big ones that everyone has to get, HPV vaccine. I say this like I know what HPV is. I'm going to be honest, I don't. Hepatitis B vaccine, I remember, was also one I had to do as a child. Polio vaccine. So I don't know how much those are, but I'd imagine not too expensive. Not sure. I wonder what Novavax, their market cap is. Oh, only 1.23. So this was a company that was trading at 290. Jesus Christ. Gaithersburg, Maryland. Yeah, it's very close to where I live. Seems like this is a pretty small company, a lot smaller than I originally thought. Yeah, it's 666. So quarterly, let's say, round this down to 650, multiply that by 4, we get about $2.6 billion. Maybe 2.7. It's not a lot. All right. Also around that 18 range. So I think probably it's these vaccines from COVID that are really inflating the numbers. So we could go to 2020 best-selling drugs. Humira, okay. Keytruda. I'm surprised if that's true or not. Because how does a company have a declining sale in its cancer medicine and then all of a sudden jump to $29 billion? Unless, I guess, it was approved for new indications, in which that case it is very important. Okay. Based on 2023 sales. Oh man, alright. Whew, alright. Oh, God. 2016. Okay. I guess that would be actually a pretty interesting thing to first approval dates and then a patent expiration dates. I think that's actually something to take a look at. It's going to be important. Adderall, interesting. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Did not know that was a thing. And I wonder what these XX numbers mean. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with this right now. Oops. Now we could try to move into more data gathering. And see if we can take a look at Eli Lilly. So let's go here. Eli Lilly. Let's do annual report. Checked all. Let's see if we can feed this into GPT. Galley. Hatch-Waxman Act. Does sound familiar. So I think maybe it would be helpful to know these three types of protections. So let's okay, so this is actually, I already have some stuff here. Compound patents, biologics, data protection. protection, and then data protection. So they employed 11,000 people in pharmaceutical R&D, graduates and postgraduates. Okay. Focuses on areas of immunology. Okay. I believe immunology is just the science of improving or defending your immune system. So you have, I think, diseases that I think immune diseases, I forgot exactly what the term is, that does affect your body's ability to fight off diseases. Okay, so there's physicians, scientists, technical personnel. Oh god, so many. These services of physicians, hospitals, medical schools, co-development agreements, co-promotion. Few candidates fall at any stage of the process. So 11,000 people. Eli Lilly. Number of R&D employees. 2024. So there's about 11,000. So these are physicians, scientists, technicians. I don't know how to spell that well, unfortunately. Okay. Internal pharmaceutical research focuses on the areas of immunology, metabolism, right. So research and development. We have the quarterly numbers here. Let's see. Biosecure Act. Historically, geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China have led to the imposition of tariffs. Okay, so let's... David Ricks, right? Interesting. So there's only one person on the entire Lilly team that has a doctorate degree and also a medical degree. It's 47,000. So I think if we take a look at the number of employees for Palo Alto Networks, I remember that was something on my flashcards yesterday. It's about 15,000 total employees. Eli Lilly employs 11,000 alone just in their R&D. It's hard to compare because they're both different industries. One is in cybersecurity, one is in pharmaceuticals. But it's just an interesting observation. I think another one I roughly know the number of, TSMC, I want to say, employs about 70,000. Intel is somewhere in the range of 120,000. So that's almost 3 times the amount of Eli Lilly. Yet is, I think, 7 times less in market cap. If I remember correctly, Eli Lilly is somewhere in 700 billion, while Intel is only in the 100 billion or less. Okay. So these are some risks. I'm going to skip over that for now. 55 new medicine candidates in clinical development or under regulatory review, and a larger number of projects in the discovery phase. The following select new molecular entities and new indication line extension products are currently in phase 2 or 3 clinical trials, or have been submitted for regulatory review, or have recently received regulatory approval in the United States, European Union, or Japan. The status of these new molecular entities or new indication line extensions, including certain other developments up to the time. Okay. So this does not look like there's 55 of them. Total number of drugs in pipeline. So we'll include their definition here. New molecular entities. I'd imagine that these are pretty novel drug formulations that are probably going to get some type of patent. The new indication line extensions. So, oh shit, what the hell? Okay. Entities. New indication line extension. So this, to me, it sounds like you're taking an existing drug. Let's say for Eli Lilly, it's Zepbound or Mounjaro. So I think in this case, Mounjaro was the first GLP-1 inhibitor, which I think also does something else. I know there's GLP-1 and also some other molecule that they target. I don't remember exactly what it is. And I don't remember if it's an inhibitor or an antagonist, and I don't even know what the difference is. But I'll figure that out. So the new indication line extension, so I think that's just you get a drug that's already been approved, you try to get approved to treat another disease. Okay. So phases, call it phase 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll do drug discovery phases 1 to 3, and then we'll call it drug timeline. No, regulatory approval process, which I guess is a whole different beast of its own. I need to get some water. I got the water fountain water. It is not helping me. So it would be nice to kind of get the number of drugs in phase 3 or 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Maybe this is actually on there if they do have an investor presentation. Eli Lilly investor presentation. So this is select, not disclose, cancer. So data readouts. Donanemab. Interesting. So I thought the donanemab. Oh, right. So this is the Alzheimer's. I was thinking of a fuck, it's so hard to pronounce. Orforglipron, which is the pill form of the GLP-1, or pill form of tirzepatide, which is the weight loss drug. Yeah, here we go. Orforglipron. So phase 3 patients. Body weights. Primary completion. I don't know what the difference is between primary completion and completion. Okay. Let's do phase 3. There might be a lot here. Interesting. Okay, so they do break down early stage and late stage research and development. So I think that's actually pretty interesting. It's something we should note. Do R&D, early stage R&D, and then late stage R&D. So for a company that makes 40, oh wait, no. What's the total revenue? At 45, okay. So $45 billion. It looks like they're spending about, let's round up to 11 billion. It's about 25% of their revenues on research and development. I guess when you take a look at the cost of sales, maybe like the gross profit, that's what you have after the cost. So it's actually a greater portion, almost like 33%, more than 33% of your gross profit is used towards R&D. I think it'll be interesting to do some comparisons across these companies to see who's allocating more towards research and development relative to their gross profit, relative to their revenues. So it's a percentage comparison maybe as opposed to an absolute dollar comparison. But let's take a look here. So we have 3916.9, and then late stage is 7073.7, and late stage does sound like it's primarily phase 3 clinical trials. If that's the case, we could divide this by 16. So it costs on average $442 million each year in order to conduct a phase 3 clinical trial for Eli Lilly. It seems like a lot. So this is the early stage. We'll do one primarily drug discovery to phase 2 drugs. Okay. And then we can take the sum of these two. So we get about $11 billion. All right. Another one thing, I guess, is also acquired in-process R&D. Oh, I see. I see here that I also have quarterly stuff, but I'm just going to use this for now. So, 3280.4. All right. 3092, 6220.9, and then 3799.8. Okay, so let's see. I think right now we're seeing the R&D increase by, what is that? More than $1 billion. I'd say like somewhere around 1.6 billion. So that's pretty exciting. I think this is probably to help with the drug efforts for Glipron, for the other companies, other drugs as well. Okay, let's take a look. Oh shoot, I need to keep going, look for the phase 3. Let's see if they give us a hard number, that'd be nice. But I feel like, okay, yeah, they do not. Okay, so just hard count then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so 23 then. I'm gonna take a look at this note, but I can't even see it. It's like I'm hovering over it, but it's not even showing up. Oh, okay, maybe I have to hover. Regulatory approval process. Wait. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, so it's 50 here. Yeah, not entirely too sure where this 55 number includes, but I'll just leave it as this for now. Okay, so it's interesting to see.
Wow, it's so.
Ew, wait, it's so clear though. Why am I like that's kind of eats.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm curious on.
So, like, this is eating.
I think Roche is the largest by revenue. I'm curious on how they did it. So Roche. Let me include. Oh, I guess this is probably the links. So 2024 annual report. I think if I just link it directly, that would be very helpful. All right. Novo Nordisk. Okay, Roche is right here as well. All right. So let's see what Roche has in store for us. Roche. What should I see? Annual report. Reject all. Finance report. Damn. All right. So why is there 100 pages? 200 pages. Damn. They have a pretty substantial. Damn. Okay. This is really substantial. What is this? Okay, oh my god. What are they even? Oh, this is the options. Earnings per share. Accounts receivable. Okay. Oh my god, this is insane. Who has time to read all of this? This is something that GPT can handle. Alright. phase 3. Really, nothing in phase 3. Oh, so this is how they do it. So, I think this is something I have to be careful of, because it says here that this 71 number here refers to new molecular entities, which is different from how Eli Lilly defines it, which just says it's a new molecular entity or it's a new indication line extension. So I do have to be careful. I feel like there's probably not a uniform definition. And I don't even know if they break it out. But I think this is a pretty helpful slide. So, oops. Oh, God. All right. Oh, God, I keep forgetting I can't drag and drop. It's so annoying. Okay. So I have this. I think I'm gonna have to leave soon too, by the way. But I thought this was pretty fun. Let's see. Oh no. Is my screen frozen this whole time? It was. Oh, God. It's annoying. Well, that kind of sucks. Oh well. Okay, so let's do this real quick. So this is pretty interesting. They do break it down to the, let's do R&D pipeline. And I'll make a note here. Sounds like these are new molecular entities. Okay, so they break it down into, how should I do this? So they break it down to phase 1, 2, 3 registration. But then they also break it down into different groups, so to speak. I'll call them disease categories: oncology, hematology, immunology, neurology. I don't know what ophthalmology, cardiovascular, renal, metabolism, and others. So with that, I'll just do phase 1, and then phase 2, phase 3 for now. Keep it simple. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20, so that's 46. And then we have 4, it's 10, so it's 15. And then let's do also registration. So 2, 8, some 71. Okay. It's actually, oh shoot. Okay, so total pipeline is $71 drugs, compared to Eli Lilly, which has only 55. And that also includes new line extensions. So just on a pure numbers basis, it does seem like Roche is poised. But a lot of their concentration here is, actually, it'll be nice to do like a percent breakdown. Oh shit. Total R&D pipeline. The hell? It's not working? Ain't no way it's 0.00%. 8 divided by 71? Let's see. It's also no. It might be like a circular reference thing. Okay. Percent. Alright. So 64%. Yeah, more than half of it is in the phase 1 stage. And I think most don't even make it past phase 2. I'm gonna get the R&D numbers. I think it's probably here in the finance report. Research. And development. So I wonder if they do report kind of like that. What is this, operating segments? The early stage research and development, or if they have. It doesn't seem like they do break it down. I mean, we can just get this number here, R&D expense. So IFRS, I don't know what the difference is between IFRS and whatever core results they're talking about here. 04, okay, 15304. Chew guy. I don't know what chew guy is, but employees. $103,249. Pharma, pharmaceuticals, chew guy, diagnostics, corporates. 41727 7694. Still a substantial amount. 40645 1313. So what is chew guy? It sounds Chinese. Sounds like it is Chinese. Merged with Nippon Roche. Okay, interesting. So I think with that, I'm going to end this stream here. I feel like we were able to cover some interesting things for our biotech, or I should say big pharma in 5 minutes research. So we took a look at the top big pharma companies. We classified them by their revenues. If they have more than $10 billion in revenue, by our definition, they are considered to be a big pharma company. There's about 28 of those today in 2024. We also saw the top 10 drugs going back, starting with 2024, going back until 2021. I think we saw in 2021 you had these COVID-19 treatments, mainly vaccines that dominated the first or second or third slots. So I think the biggest ones were the combination of Pfizer and BioNTech. I don't remember the exact Comirnaty. These names are so hard to remember. But at its highest point, $59 billion in revenue, which is absolutely insane. Did that for about 2 years. And then after that, I believe it was Keytruda that took the top spot. But we saw there's still a lot of consistency within the top 10. Once these drugs fell out of favor, specifically the COVID-19 vaccines, it seems like most of the other drugs remained. I think the big ones that came up recently, Ozempic, so this is the GLP-1 drug that is used to treat diabetes and weight loss, and then also Dupixent and Skyrizi. So I think Skyrizi is for plaque psoriasis, which is a skin irritation disease. It's almost like super dry patches on your skin and is incredibly painful, I believe, and annoying. And then Dupixent, which is an injectable, and that's to treat atopic dermatitis, which is just a fancy name for eczema. Both of these drugs today bring in over $10 billion. So they're basically a company within a company, it seems like. $10 billion. That's more than what all of your software tech companies, that's more revenue than what OpenAI today brings. I could be wrong on that. I think they might have hit the double-digit billion-dollar mark. Could be wrong, but I think that there could be a good case that these companies or these brands are company within a company. So thanks for listening. I think once I finish these school projects, I have more time to keep on streaming. And then I'm going to try to release a Substack article. I've been putting that off on hold for a while now, but now that school is pretty much done, I have more time to get back into it. All right, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.